Thank you guys, man. I don't know why I mute that thing when the computer's off. Cheers, guys. Welcome to episode 7 or 800.35. Of course, you guys know who the fuck I am. How you guys doing this Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, depending on how you look at it. Cheers, Martial Artist, some BT, Jack Greenstock. Fazoli, Jack Greenstock says, I'm muted. I fixed that though. Supreme Great, Foots are funny. How you guys doing? Something tells me you might see me in California sometime very soon. In California. Might be heading out that way for another week or so. May. I don't know. Here we go. Fucking bag. Last of this. Getting down to the last of this. Strawberry swirl. Vertigo. What are you guys smoking this evening? Crazy people doing stuff is in the house. Damn, it's already 3:04. I was just thinking about doing a little microdose. It was worth the visit the first time, but I got a feeling if I got a little bit more time in advance this time around, plan to stay maybe a hair bit longer, and really put together kind of a super fun trip. Hopefully hook up with some fellow weed nerds. Be a good time. It's a calling. It's a calling. Be a good time. You're starting to warm up there. Last time I was in San Francisco, it was fucking right before Thanksgiving. Fucking still a little bit chilly. It'd be nice to see a little bit warmer weather. Go a little further north in the great California state. Or maybe up towards Ukiah, Mendocino. You never know. Just never know. California. Oh, need that last little crack there. Oh, I'm way past ready for some nice weather. It's tomorrow in Michigan. It's supposed to be climbing up towards fucking perfect song. So we talk about summertime. DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince. Oh, I love this song. Damn. I am looking forward to some nice weather. It's supposed to rain and snow tomorrow with that 50 degrees. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be out of control. After the gym joint, always super tasty. Major rolling in. Need to fucking switch to the switch speakers here. What up, Major?
What up, fool?
Smoking some weed. Listening to the Fresh Prince.
Summertime. Fucking classic. All that shit was so like, light hardcore. There's lightcore, I guess you can call that shit.
Yeah, who would have known? Fucking years later, he'd come on and just slap somebody on fucking stage.
Oh, he fucked up in that moment, eh?
Yeah, he did. I was actually watching Chris Rock the other day, fucking like talk about it, like first time he'd actually talked about it since the incident, and it was fucking funny. He was like, "Did that shit hurt?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, that shit hurt." It was quite comical to see his take on it after all this time.
I imagine the shock of the whole thing just gave him enough adrenaline that the pain didn't really bother him. It's more like, holy fuck, what the fuck was that? You know, it just, at least that's my situation. Usually we have, it's just adrenaline takes over and you don't feel shit. You just get so pumped up, and it's a miracle what the body can produce so that you can, those stressful situations automatically come like slow motion. You can think quicker. It's just a weird thing that happens there, man.
So
at least with me.
Well, I guess there was the words before it. So the approach, you can assume that he wasn't coming for a hug when he threw that arm out.
No, man. It would have been funny if he fucking ran. Like, fuck you, Will. And he just took off. And then what? Will would have chased him or something. It would have been like more comical, I think, if he took that approach.
What a fucking man. You know his shit's bad, but to hear like that. Take my wife's name out your mouth.
but the whole flip thing was that he was laughing 2 seconds before that. Then all of a sudden he got that dirty look from his wife, and then it's like, okay, go fucking husband mode.
Yeah, it must have been a sensitive subject prior to all that.
I think I've seen some bullshit that he posted on Instagram that it's like he was done with Jada and her bullshit, or he can't make her happy, so she's gonna have to make her happy. Something like he gave up on it. It was one of those weird, this is just clickbait type of shit. I'm not even, it's just so clickbait. It's just like, fuck this. Don't even want to know what's up with Will. Big Willie, see you later. Have a good life. You got tons of money. Hopefully I never hear about you again. Just go live your fucking life, bud. But he won't. He'll fuck it up. He loves being famous. Some bullshit will happen.
Fucking, I heard this fucking text for it was like some like TikTok. He was like, I got this message from my neighbor today. Told me he had been using my wife. He actually used it more than I do and shit. And fucking, it just went on and on and on. And then he goes, I went in, called my wife a whore, told her all I knew and shit. And then I get another text saying, God damn, this spell corrects your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Hey, your wife was on my deck.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious. People can be very funny, that's for sure.
Especially with autocorrect, man. Yeah, there's some shit that seems to be like sometimes there's an intermix of like auto speech and autocorrect that you're like, what the fuck? I didn't say any of that, but you didn't really pay attention to it. It's almost like one of those, I don't know what the hell happens. Like, blame the computer, blame yourself. It's like, seems to be like one of those combinations where it's like, well, we both fucked up on that, bud. Fucking computer, get your shit right. And it's kind of weird how all your comments are almost preloaded for you. Like it already knows what your common responses are, right? Which isn't, that hard to figure out.
By the way, cheers, Blanket. How you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing good, bro. I was just gonna say that last song fucking slaps, dude.
Yes.
Summertime. Summertime.
I was watching that Chris Rock special. That was hilarious.
Yeah, you seen it too?
Yeah, it was good.
I'm tempted to watch it, but I haven't hit that button yet. I will probably see it eventually.
Oh, he's still got it, dude. He's fucking funny as hell. Can you believe that Will Smith came back and started crying about, oh, it's fucking, he's bullying me or some stupid. Shut the fuck up, Will.
What?
Fucking puss. Shut your fucking puss.
Oh, he's all fucked up on drugs. His emotional states is so whacked out.
Well,
he's fucked.
When you're bullied by your wife, I mean, you know.
Well, she's tough, man.
She freaking molds him,
short
dude.
hair, shit.
Yeah, she shapes his ass.
Yeah, he gets pegged. He's a pegger. He gets pegged.
Oh, rats.
Well, there's actually some truth to that. Anyway, I'm not.
Oh no.
Start of your bucket. Was it? We got fuck you, The Rock, and we got fuck.
Yeah, I was just thinking out of all the fuck the rocks, I hashtags I posted. This is gonna be the one. Will Smith's gonna be like, "Kick my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I want this episode taken down."
Let's not, Will Smith like fuck The Rock. Well, let's not rule anything out. That's fucked up.
I do put the fuck the rock. I hashtag that shit in like every fucking show. I'm literally waiting for some type of response. Like, what the fuck, man?
Well, like Sex in the Woods, that shit was intense.
You guys smoking on tonight?
Smoking on some 99 neck bones.
99 neck bones. They're like a C99 fucking space dude cross.
Corkle. 99 neck, Cindy 99. It's the pineapple pheno crossed to Corkle.
Oh shit! I see that he's selling seeds of the pineapple now, right? Looks like he isolated enough that he can sell it. That at least half your beans are going to be that pineapple.
Yeah, I guess it's Mr. Soul's feminized pineapple S1 or something.
Yeah, something like that. But like his seats up here are like fucking anywhere from like $115 to like I think 187 for a C99 triple X there or double X. It's fem line. A little pricey, just a little, man. But I did try his fucking what was that called? Queen of Soul. There's some interesting terps in there, like a sexy, like a sex terp in there, sex and fruit and funk. It was just like it was like, what is this? This is something I like to smell. I rocked that thing. It did have a wicked buzz. Gotta admit that. But the thing was so goddamn short and slow, that just kind of pissed me off. But I crossed it with the OG Deluxe to try and bring the size up. I haven't fucked with it since.
Yeah, I had trouble picking out the fucking seeds when you gave me that list. I was like, damn, dude, there's like 7 different fucking varieties in here. And they're all crossed to fire. I'm like, damn.
Pop them all, man. Pop them all.
Oh, I know. I try to pop at least one thing from each person.
One of the good ones was a blueberry muffin 4 crossed with ZR Zelda runs. A lot of people telling me, man, that shit's crazy. Like one dude sold his whole crop before it was even done.
Yeah, I got a couple of things. I got like the last 2 varieties from that I haven't popped of the American one. So the blueberry cheesequake and the fucking Ophelia. And I pop in the Sky Punch from Smiley.
Shit.
3 different shitzes from Miranda Family Farms. The Musket, the Meat Wagon, and the Cardboard Socks. And fuck, dude, like a bunch of other shit too. That shit from you, the purple or that Primal Punch, S1 to the F2. And like fucking 3 or 4 other things I can't think of off the top of my head.
Right on. Good mix. You up in the elevations, right? You trying to find something that's good outdoor, or you just know that you're stuck indoors?
Oh, I do both. Yeah, and I'm not married to one. I do a lot of indoor, definitely always indoor, but and then when the season comes, outdoor. But I'd like to do some light depth to where I can get multiple crops in outdoors, but I haven't quite set it up like that yet. So sooner or later I will. And then I'll also have a breeding room in that playhouse area.
For the I'll give you a fucking tip. What helped me out eventually with that whole light depth thing. It's like everyone's worried about light leaks, right? But with light depth, you're always going to get a little light leak. You don't have to get a light leak, but usually with our little ghetto setups, usually a little bit of fucking ventilation is needed, right? So we just leave a little 1-inch gap there. Usually we try to get close to trees so that there's at least shade from the trees, right? So that also helps with the whole heating of the greenhouse and shit. Yeah, condensation. But you're going to have to get one that can take that little bit of light leak. But you don't have to figure out like one minimal ventilation, but you're going to have some ventilation. You might be able to get that with a fan if you got electricity, but with the way we do it, we got no power. So we have to have that little bit of gap in there. And of course, that gap doesn't have to be there for week 1 and 2, whatever. But near the end, when things are getting more sensitive, you don't want 100% humidity in there.
No.
And when you shut that
had a bunch of holes in his tarp. He had a bunch of holes, and he was like, "Bro, it all did great still."
That's where you're going to have to almost test your cultivars and be like, "Oh, that one's bomb proof. That one won't harm out. Oh, that one's fucked up. Don't use that one. That one's too sensitive to fucking light." You'll find those ones that will work. Nice. And you'd be surprised that majority of them will, man, for sure. But there's a tendency for it to hermaphrodite with any light leaks or stress. I don't know if that should be on your crew anyways.
No.
Kick that fucker to the curb.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. Unless it's like some stupid shit that like you're so attached to,
Yeah, there's always that one plant that you keep. You're like, I don't know why I got you, but I like you. You make me feel good. You don't yield shit. You're late, but I'm going to keep you.
Get the weed warm and fuzzies.
Yeah. For the longest time, I kept this Liberty Haze from Barney's farm. And it never yielded me anything, but it always get to like a 6-7 foot plant and just give me the smallest nugs. But those nugs had a great lime to them. But that was my first basically nice lime plant. And I kept it for the longest time, but one year just never, organization of so many clones, eventually you'll lose one. And that was the one where you could always go back and take that late monster clone, but most of the time it's just like, just let that fucker go. Who cares? Take that sign from Mother Nature, like she doesn't want to be with you. Say goodbye.
I haven't posted any of the pictures yet, but I had this super frosty, looks like it was damn near snowed on phenotype of an unknown. It was the only plant that the label fell off. And I just recently lost it because I was trying to save the carcass instead of taking a monster cut. So now next time, just like, Eagle was recommending and such, I'm going to fucking just do that next time instead of trying to save the carcass. Cause that's only worked 1 out of 3 times for me. And I like to push and see what's going on and see how it will react, see if I can get away with it. But I think I'm just going to go with a monster crop next time, or monster cut.
Yeah, I think I'm down in those same percentage, like 25 to 35%. That half of like that. That's a percentage that you can revert when you take the whole carcass in, man. It's a hard revert. Yeah. And it always seems like I always overwater. Like even when I got it, I'm like, oh, it's starting to re-veg. I got that motherfucker. Yes. Then you just give it a little bit too much water, and then you come back next day, you're like,
on that re-veg. Less is more. Yeah. No, barely any nutrients, and just the least water to keep it alive is that trick on the re-veg of the carcass. And it's a hard line. It really is. But I've had better luck with trying to reclone that bud, to be honest with you, or late flowering section.
And if I'm worried about the mildew or anything, I think I'll just dip it in sulfur, and that'll really help with that.
Yeah. Once it's rooted, not a problem. You're right.
Yeah. Very excited though. Got quite a few things. Oh, I also got like a Kandahar Valley heirloom Afghani that I'm super excited about. Like I've never really ran
from like a family seeds type of shit, you know, like
no,
like
it's
from the motherland.
It's not from a seed company. It's actually from a weed nerd that doesn't want to be named.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Then that's family seed, man. That's gonna be real good shit.
Yeah, and he's a military cat that has been running this shit for like over 10 years, and I've seen the hash from it. And oh, dude,
summertime. Hell yeah, man. That sounds bomb. I always love those ones. Buddy's like, yeah, I only have this one. I kept it for like 15 years. You know it's going to be good.
Well, there's a tie along with it as well, and it's not the same tie that Ohio gave to Johnny, but Johnny and I are running this. We got gifted the Kandahar Afghani and the tie, and I'm like, it's so cool because then I can make a true F1, you know.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And of course, in the F1 generation, nothing is homozygous, so all the genes, all your variations will be there.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
Some real hunting in there, yeah.
Pop those fucking beans, man.
I'm nervous about the tie though, because you know, like tie is not only like notoriously lower yielding, but also like hermaphrodite tendencies.
Like super tall too, but super late.
Yeah,
sativa, yeah.
The intersex is just super prevalent in the tie, so that's what makes me nervous.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, if you got a little spot before you put it, I was gonna say like flower the bitch when it's only 6 inches tall and see what's up with that, you know, like that's the only way like I could think of even doing one of those plants.
Or even just starting it off at like, you know, 12 and 12, and then even bringing it down. That's because like from what I hear, in order to get a lot of the equatorials to finish, you got to bring it down to that 9-8 hour period to really get it to hurry up and finish, to let it know.
Interesting. I think equatorial, they're always used to like low fluctuations in light. Like, so they're used to like 12 hours almost all the time.
Right. But
that's what I asked Breeder Steve when he was here talking about growing sativas down there. If he just planted them in the soil and left them under that 12-12, if it, you know, was shorting up the season like that. That Joe Pietri was on when he was talking about reducing the light schedule. He also spoke about that being a way to finish the long flower strains like that as well. Just what you're saying.
Yeah, I've heard that from multiple breeders, Matt Riot, all sorts of multiple different breeders, man.
Drop people the light, eh?
Yeah, drop, especially the really equatorial, the ties, the Colombians, you know.
Very cool.
I wonder if LED, I always found that just strains that grew under my HPS and then the same strain growing under LED, just the LED itself shaved some time off that flowering time. Even another trick that I've learned is taking a veg plant from a 24-hour veg and putting it straight into flower seems to quicken the bud onset like almost a week. So instead of seeing like buds in 3 weeks, you know what I mean? You're seeing them more towards the 2 mark, late, you know, mid 2 week mark, a lot sooner actually. So
early in my growing experiments, I did that whole, you know, 2 to 3 days of darkness before flower and after, and I honestly didn't see much of a difference on either end, and especially on the end. But you know, a little bit of quicker initial on the initial the start of bud set for 2 or 3 days before flower, but on the end I didn't see any effect difference at all. Like, it's not going to give you more trichomes in 2 days. It's not going to help with your flavor. I mean, maybe unless you're really pumping some hot HPS rooms, You might see a little difference at the end, but I wouldn't. It's not even really worth it. You might as well just fucking chop that fucker.
Have you ever tried the 24 hours on though?
No,
And then
no.
flour?
No, I'm gonna try that now. Now that you said that.
Well, that's when you push to the end where it can't re-veg in time, but you're going to give it more photons, and it's going to max out its abilities for its secondary metabolites and shit.
Yeah, that's the other way, right? Is increasing the light at the end. I heard that Rasta Jeff likes to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
that sounds like a great method for sure, especially if you got another cycle coming in. Just to, it's definitely worth a try. Like you said, a lot. Maybe not like 2 weeks. 2 weeks sounds like too much time to me. Maybe a week. Yeah. A week would be all right because it won't fuck up too much. And then maybe next cycle go 8-9 days if you want. But fuck, man, 14 days, 2 weeks. Damn, that sounds like
it could start to revert. It could start to revert at that 14 day. Yeah, even at 10 days, like you got to watch it. From what he says, at least.
It's worth a try, especially if you're, vegging in the same room. For sure.
Well, now I got kind of a Johnny kind of a setup to where it's like I got 2 5x5 frames, and I took off the skin of the tent on one, so it's just an open frame in the room, and I'm vegging there. And then the other one's a straight up tent, and I'm on a flower in that. So
nice. I miss the being stuck in the middle of my grow tents there. I always loved fucking just being surrounded by canvas.
That's a good feeling, man, for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's coming. I feel like it's coming.
I miss having like not only the 2 room. So before this, I had 2 5x5s, and I was flowering in each of those on opposite schedules. And then I had a 2x4, and they were all connected, and that was just my indoor. Plus I had my greenhouse, and then I had my breeding playhouse, whatever. So that's what I want to get back to, is having, 4 or 5 different rooms.
Yeah, it's always cool, man. It's even cooler when you just put, you go, if you're a gorilla grower and you fucking put that one spot and you chance it and it fucking works out, but you only been there once to plant it and once to come back and harvest it. Like, yes, look at it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, the gamble.
Yeah, that's also feeling when you get there and nothing's there, right? The animals chomped it down, or someone found it, wherever the situation is. It's always one of those, gambles, man.
Well, plus, you feel alive sometimes when you lose something, just like when you lose gambling. It sucks, but you're like, man, I never felt more alive than right now.
Oh, it's a rush, man. Like I got, even in some of my spots, I got to cross the road, like a public road, and I'm always like camoed out. So it's like, fuck, I hate going across there. But every time I dart across there, it'd be just funny that there must be a rumor like, hey, you seen this weird fucking thing cross the road really fast, man? It was like a ball of fucking something. Maybe. Because it's been the odd time, I got sniped off. It's like, fuck, shit. But they can't, from a distance, camoed out, fast thing. Just must look like a Sam Squinch. What the fuck was that? Did you see something? Nah. Just dismiss it. Be like, nah, that was nothing.
Trailer Park Boys, I love it.
Yeah. Fucking Sam Squinch.
I haven't watched any since 10. Season 10 was where I gave up on the Trailer Park Boys when Snoop Dogg came into play there.
So you saw the Mustard Tiger episode?
Yeah.
That was a good one. Mustard Tiger?
Yeah, that shit's funny, man. We're definitely worth a binge watch.
out of the two, man. That's funny. It's a cartoon that with their same voices. It's on Netflix.
Well, I think they did that because of there was a problem with the actors. Some they were like feuding behind the scenes, and some of them didn't want to do it, so they ended up taking it to animation, if I remember right.
Yeah, they probably wanted more money.
No doubt. They've been doing it a long time too. Maybe it's just time to move the fuck on. So say when your bank account's already got a couple million, and it's just like, yeah, fuck it. Let's ask for 3 million. If they give it to us, if they don't, fuck it. At least we got freedom. Right. Hopefully that's what they're doing, man. They got freedom. Fuck the rest of the fuck the rest of the show.
You know, I'd like to think so too, but I seen them like it's like fucking TikTok. Like a week ago, and they were like at like some kind of convention, and they were like pushing like this Trailer Park Boys app, face identification app. Which one do you look like? Type thing, and they were using that on each other, and it was like going wrong and shit. It wasn't even identifying like Ricky with Ricky, you know what I mean? They all looked like they had like not their decisions haven't been the best. Like they were like literally like just doing it to get by still. I was like,
which one do you look like, Eagle? Would you say?
Oh man, if I threw on the glasses, I could do a Bubbles 100%. Nice. As character wise, I'd probably relate more to Ricky than Bubbles.
Yes, because you got the Rickyisms, bro. You got the, you know what I mean, with the with the words. You got the Rickyisms, dog. So I'm not talking shit. I love it.
I fucking actually like the mispronunciation got me today. Oh man, it got me today. It literally got me today. This is as raw as it gets. This is like bare bones honesty. So yeah, I'm at the local Walmart today, and I'm gonna fuck it up. I said the worst part about this is I'm probably gonna fuck it up again. And I do my business, and I see this cutie to the right of me, who I've interacted with before, and so I'm doing what I'm doing, and she starts to walk by, and I say, hello there, how you doing today? And she smiles, and she comes and stops and says, hello, how you doing? And yada. Goes about her day. And then she takes about like 5 steps, and then she turns around and says, oh yeah, I happened to tune in your show the other day, and you mispronounced my name.
Oh,
Rona. Yeah, I went, oh, that sounds right.
Why don't you teach it to me over dinner?
With a big smile.
So what's her name? Yeah. What's her name? What's her name, man? Is it funny? A funny one?
Yeah, it's like my Rona, I believe.
Like Odessa or something funny?
My Rona. I probably fucked it right up. Hopefully she don't watch right now.
My Rona.
You
gotta tell her, hey, you gotta teach me how to pronounce her name over dinner.
There you go. That was her opportunity. Yep.
Probably.
Just ask her over the airways right now, Eagle. Like next time you see me, dinner, baby.
Kind of creepy.
Marina.
Trying to catch the Rona. Trying to catch it.
I think you had it close, my Rona. Yeah. It was my face was probably like beat red at that point. I was
like, shoulders sag down.
Mispronunciation got me again. Damn it. So yeah. Yeah.
Maybe write that down on Google and let Google fucking pronounce it for you and just fucking go over it for like 10 minutes while you drive tomorrow. So you get it right, man. Listen to Google. However Google pronounces it, go with that.
Just hit it in different languages and to press too. Now French. Now Spanish. Oh.
Well, it sounds like a foreign name, like it's some kind of like Polish name, maybe. Is it Polish or something?
Oh,
I don't know. Good question. Good follow up, right?
There you go. No, don't bring in the race car yet, man. Wait for like week 4 of dating. Once you sees your boner, you can bring it up.
Yeah. I just thought that shit was funny. I literally thought that too. I was like, damn, that mispronouncing got me again. I literally thought that it was karma for giving Ryan shit the other day about not pronouncing his names right. I'm like, damn, this is karma. This is name karma right here.
Korkowski.
Too funny.
He was talking about skunks the other day. I just read a I just wrote a book. I read a book about skunks. And they don't eat plants and shit like that. They're insectivorous, and they just eat insects and vertebrates, little worms and shit. What up, Ryan? Now you know, motherfucker.
are they scavengers as well or no?
I don't know. They didn't say anything like that. I don't think they scavenge
Okay, I was just
shit.
curious.
I guess that is scavenging, though, isn't it? Digging up stuff, looking for grubs.
Yeah, I guess.
And a lot of time you see them with cans on there. Like there was this fucking YouTube story that was one with a can on its face. So it likes fucking, it obviously goes through the garbage a lot of time too. Like any fucking animal.
Dude, those goats are fucking crazy. Like they'll fucking eat any fucking thing.
Goats? Oh yeah.
They'll eat metal, fucking whatever.
Oh yeah, I fucking used to work as a tree surgeon for a long time, and the yard had goats, and they would literally fucking chase the trucks and eating off it as we fucking pulled up. But yeah, there was a couple of them. They look like, well, because the dude like had like spare cars and fucking shit floating around the yard, and both of these guts that looked like they had like a fucking anvil in them and shit. And the guy always said, "Yeah, it's from the fuckers are eating metal and shit." And I'm like, damn. Probably like do a little better, Chief. Man, come on.
Oh no, they'll bark your trees around your house. So you gotta worry about that. And if you got a pen, they'll just chew all the fucking bark off the trees and kill the trees.
Yeah, supreme fucking or extreme lollipopping too. They'll fucking lollipop the shit out of it. They can reach it on their hind legs. They'll fucking.
Now somehow you could train them just to eat leaves. Like you'd be the best trimmers in the world. They didn't like bud, but they just ate the leaves.
So Blinded by the Light just got 3 of them. He got 2 Nubian goats, males, and then there's a female. I forgot the breed she was, but she's ready to be bred with. The males are a little bit younger and of a different breed. But he's using them to clean up cactus and all sorts of bullshit on the ground out there in Arizona.
Fuck, they'll eat cactus even. That's
Dude,
amazing.
They're badass.
Damn goats. Oh, well, the day they come smart, we're fucked then.
Don't lay down near a goat.
Once they get the ability to communicate, we're done.
It's like a pig. You fucking fall down near a pig, you'll get fucking, if it's big enough, it'll fucking eat your ass.
Fucking motherfuckers. I've seen them on like there's some weird they show them on a dam in like India or something, man. Some kind of crazy like 89-degree angle, and these fuckers are just eating like moss and some bullshit. It's hopping around like nothing's going on.
Well, the goats will do like he said that one was straight up did a backflip in front of him and he was cracking up. He's just like, what? That fucker just did a backflip, bro.
Give him peanuts, start training that motherfucker. Take him to the zoo, man. You got $1 million goat there. Backflipping goats. Come see him, folks. Maybe not $1 million.
Well, this day and age, you never know. Fucking stoned. You guys
Looks like your girls back there are kind of saggy.
What? Talk
Yeah,
about my girls like that.
She looks saggy. She's all sagged up.
This one over here in the corner.
Yeah, that saggy one.
Yeah,
she's late. Oh, she's not bad. You think you got that light too close for those motherfuckers?
Nah.
Gonna get used to it now.
Yeah,
squatty. Nice structure.
Training. They all look pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't watered in since that's probably why they look a little bit like that too, is they went from like a pro mix to like more of a soil ish medium, and it was wet, so I've transplanted somewhat dry into the moist stuff, and I haven't watered it in yet because I like them to like when they're like that, try to stretch out a little bit, look for that moisture. Once I know they're pretty good and dry, then I'll give them that first like really decent watering, but we're not there yet. And some of that is probably a little bit of the freak out from like nothingness to, touching some nutrients and shit. You know what I mean? I think that's part of that little sag there. We'll see when they get some water, probably tomorrow.
You rocking those are those soil or are those rocking cocoa?
They're you got the bag now. They were started out in a pro mix, and I just transplanted them up into more of a soil, like I said, soil-ish. It was like, it's really woodsy. I was let me show you, see in this one here. Which camera is on this one? I don't know. Hold on. Let me roll the joint. Okay. Let me spin this joint really quick, and then I'll show you. It's like super chunky, and but it was like back to the roots or bare the roots, like some brand I had never heard of, but it had a lot of the right shit in it. A lot of good stuff I was looking for, and it's some sphagnum, no peat. It looked really woody, and it had some yucca in there, a little bit of yucca, earthworm castings. But as you can probably see in there, I don't know. See, it's like pretty like chunky coarse. That's the way. That's what I've always liked. Is more of the chunky, medium, well aerated. Even that's kind of the reason why I always like my chunky cocoa. The frequent waterings there, I've always felt like push oxygen through those roots was the closest thing I could get to like a hydro. And I never really wanted to go a hydro, but I always knew, like, obviously adding air stones, adding oxygen to those roots is always critical. So why would I want a medium that I was watering like every 3 days when I could be pushing oxygen, you know what I mean? Watering every day, or in some cases, if I was like under potted there twice a day to keep the system going, and just giving it a little bit of what it needs through them frequent waterings, and that cocoa made more sense to me than saggy soil or a soggy soil, So this day, I'm going back into soil with a well aerated kind of mindset already.
Yeah, when I mixed some of my own soil for both seed start mix, veggies, and weed. and did a couple different experiments. I found that the straight peat moss was and or vermiculite held the moisture way too much. And then when I aerated it, that was better. But then I found I started adding cocoa, and then I did that for my soil indoor cannabis as well. And adding a lot more cocoa really helped with that aspect of being able to water more, and without even adding much more aeration. It was just the cocoa.
What I liked about the cocoa is the way I mixed it. Mine was a mix between the same brand, but a finer mix in the chunky mix, because I could adjust the aeration that way. And I wasn't using perlite. I don't like perlite, but I could use that chunky cocoa if I aerate it up to where I would needed it. And I don't know. That's why I like the chunky cocoa, because that's, again, it didn't need that perlite. That it's hard to get away from that perlite for good aeration.
So do you know of any negative aspects to like the Home Depot red lava rock as opposed to pumice? I know pumice is great, but straight red lava rock, the big ones.
I'd be worried if did they dye it some weird color or something like that, or is it actually red? Because I thought
that was my thought too.
Yeah, I think I want to say
I used it in my soil. I used it in my trees as a, for the bottom, and then I did like a Leighton Morrison. What was the word? The soil horizons. Right. I did that. I did the lava rock at the bottom, and then a couple more, and then I did sand, and then I did the AO and E horizons, right? So the top one was all soil.
I've used lava rock and without good rinse prior. Other than that, haven't seen no ill effects from using it for aeration.
Well, it's not for aeration. Isn't it like almost like a reservoir concept? Those rocks down there in sand layer.
The sand, yes, but not the rock. The rocks is for aeration. The sand is it'll retain some moisture, I guess, and hold it and release it back to the soil, I guess, is what the thought is.
Well, perlite's like, I see Purple Dome in chat says, lava rock comes in black and red, and it also white. Isn't that correct? That's what perlite is a white pumice is what perlite is, correct?
It's some kind of expanded volcanic stone for sure. So I imagine perlite lava must be able to come in white, right?
Yeah, it does. I've seen specials on it. How perlite was formed like that. Problem is, when I watch that shit, a lot of stuff, I smoked a lot of weed, like I'm watching like conspiracy shit. This is fascinating. Fascinating. Tell me about perlite. Fuck it. Not retain as much as I should.
I wish I had a good pumice source up here. That'd be kind of fucking cool. It's expensive as fuck up here.
I'm from the land of pumice. Like there's so much pumice around. There's volcanoes all around me. The salt rock does too. So
and you used what did you use in the bottom of your bed?
I guess it was like I was just what was convenient was the lava rock at Home Depot, and I just did that for my fruit trees, and I got like 7 or 8 fruit trees in 30-gallon pots, and so that was what I was doing for those. But if I was to do indoor cannabis, I'd be a little bit more stickler. But now that you guys are saying it, I don't know. But like I said, I'm in the land, so there's so much pumice around here.
Go get that shit. Light as fuck. And it floats, man. If you ever find a fucking, just throw it down the river, man. She'll float.
Well, the other thing is like, during like on certain sides of the river, on certain bends and whatever, opposite sides and whatnot, you'll find other opposite things. So you'll find silt on one side, or you'll find clay, or you know what I mean? Like and I don't know the exact like which side you're going to get what on, but silt and other things are deposited on certain sides of bends of the river. And so you can literally, because that's what soil is sand, silt, and clay. So you can, if you don't have all three of those, you don't really have soil, you know?
So are the bends a good place to plant if you're gonna like grow along a river? Would bend be the
fucking
optimal?
right. Oh man, there's some mean crops, man, done on the rivers. Especially off little shoots off those rivers, man. Fuck yeah.
Especially if you got a van.
Van down by the river. Just fucking growing weed.
Do you think that's what he was doing then in them skits? Leaving them van down by the river, grow weed.
Yeah, that's the Weed Nerd edition. Fuck yeah. But the problem with rivers is a lot of people fucking canoe them, man. And canoes are quiet. So you better have your shit, you know, little fishing rod, whatever store you want to be doing. Don't dress in camo. Just be a regular dude. Just going down the river.
Bring your fishing pole, bring your whatever.
Anytime I see, like, because I live like in a very fucking rural area, every time I see somebody like this, any time of the year that isn't a hunting season, head off into the woods like fucking late spring, summer, I'm like, yeah, they're going to check their weed.
What's that really thick, woody, starts with an M? I hear a lot of people like the manzanita. A lot of people like to hollow out manzanita and like do it like a nice little stealthy grow in those. They're a bitch to work to get into, but once you hollow out your area, ain't nobody really, unless it's above, you're not going to see it.
Thought it'd be cool to build like, you know, especially, well, if you weren't worried about copters, but if you were just like people with your problem, like to put them up treetops, man, fucking, you know, build a little platform in a tree, put them up there. Water would probably be a bitch, though.
Yeah, fuck. I always saw that too. How do you water those fucking things? I know people have done it.
I guess
little pump.
Oversized pots, maybe, you know what I mean, than what you intend for, so they stay wetter longer, and you kind of could count on hopefully natural rains and shit. Maybe Oregon, Washington, them wet states like that. No offense, they're like maybe you could get away with it. I'm in the desert.
Yeah, I'm in Southern Oregon, so it's like that. It's actually the nearby military base. It's actually latitude or whatever the fuck is same as Afghanistan, so it gets really dry here, and altitude's high, 4,100 feet or whatever. But yeah, more north is definitely damp. Willamette Valley, fucking Portland, all that shit gets real humid, I guess. It's crazy, all the different climates. Like, it's just like Cali too. Like, you'll see all the different climates.
Sitting here, the brass against is playing in the background, and I'm just thinking, man, I wonder whatever happened to that gal, if she's even, music even is a thing for her after that incident, or if that was, that sucked because she's super talented, but it's weird, like, I don't know. That's like partying at its best, isn't it? When you fucking just like cut loose and you're like, oh, that was too much. Oh shit. I should have not taken off my pants. Fucking, that's what happened to her. Do you guys know what happened to her?
So who is this?
It's the name of the band was Brass Against, but I'm referring to what was the lead singer, Sophia Urista. And do you know what happened with the Brass Against?
No, man.
Oh man. Well, for one, this is her. Okay. Let me share this shit here. Yeah. Damn this mouse. Up here. This is her. And I think it might even have been this song right here. So this is Brass Against. It was too. It was. She says she's up on stage and she says, I think I heard a shot. But right here, when she screams this out, she pulled this guy up on stage and laid him down, and fucking right when it says, I think I heard a shot, she pulls down her fucking pants and pisses on this guy. I mean, not just a little bit. She fucking unleashed. And fucking the guy seemingly loved it. But
that poor bastard.
Damn.
he knew it was coming.
That's her thing.
I don't think anybody knew. Even the band, it was like, what the fuck? They're just playing along, going, what just happened? And that shit was all over the news when she fucking.
Try to find it. Show us. Do it.
You want to see it?
Yeah, man. Let's see this.
There's footage out there because I seen the headline and I was like, "Google, show me."
The golden shower hour early in the morning.
It's real. It's real.
Fucking Snoop Dogg.
I want to see the flow.
Oh, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. We might.
I'm in the golden shower.
We may take some shit for this tonight.
I pee on my plants all the time.
This shit happened though, man. This is basically she's a fucking she is fucking good shit. I mean, she's an amazing artist. I can't believe that it probably ended her career though. So let's see. We've obviously got a few
contenders
here, yeah.
What did you Google? Piston events or what?
Yeah, I just Google Brass Against piss and it popped right up. So do we want to see a fan version, or do you want to see the news report? Here's we got a bare bones.
Maybe from a distance.
Yeah, we should probably go with the fan version because this guy's probably the chances of it actually coming back. You know what I mean? This dude actually coming back. All right, hold on. All right, it's paused.
All right, people, get your kids out of the room.
Yeah, please. Parental advisory is definitely suggested right now. So this is the incident. Major. Here you go.
Bukowski, close your eyes.
All right, here we go. You can see as he's already laying on the ground there, right?
Yeah, I see something about to happen.
Little bit of poo poo, little bit of pee pee.
Oh, what? All right. Well,
there you go. They saved us.
Holy shit. The dancing squirrel. That's fucking hilarious, though. How fucking funny is that?
You gotta keep that in the bank.
It's fucking funny shit.
You gotta play the fucking Dave Chappelle shit now.
That is
funny. I said, Chris, you drink piss.
Oh, how fucking funny is that? All right, we'll just go the right.
It must have been splattered a little bit, you think, right? You think she like got a little pee on herself?
All right, I think this guy. We got a reaction video. This is a Snoop Dogg reaction video.
Oh,
great.
Oh yeah.
All right, ready? Are we still? All right, let's see here.
He's like, "You funky dog head bitch." He always says that shit.
Ready? Let me full screen this shit. Where's the fucking mouse? All right. Just for you, Wager.
Shit.
What happened?
Oh,
He
he's
pauses
talking. He's talking about it. Yeah.
All right. Oh, what the fuck? What's up with squirrels? Rick Astley.
What's up with you knowing who that was?
I'm horrible at actors and I can't name none of.
What the hell? One more try. One more.
I bet you they won't show us, man. They already like axed that.
What do you mean they've actually put some money to scrub it?
Yeah, they scrubbed that already. Our mission is to find it tonight, though. Come on, there's some weed nerd who already has like the rated R version. Send the Eagle there, Ryan. Korkowski has it.
Well, if you just source
one of you dirty bastards got it out there. One of you fuckers.
I can, I have played brass against I don't know how many times too on the show before that incident, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's drinking pee is supposed to be good for you. I don't know how though. Isn't like all your toxins and shit filtered out your blood, whole system that you eat? So I don't know how good.
You actually write on that the Egyptians. There's a lot of fucking drinking pee in history. It's crazy. It's crazy how much drinking pee in history there is.
That's nasty.
Definitely. Definitely nasty.
I guess day 3 without water, you're going to have to pee. So you better save your pee just in case. If you're stranded on some desert island, you have to drink your pee.
Is it a mouth? I have a fantasy where I pee in someone's mouth. And I don't have to put a slip shake his head over there. So I'm gonna fuck. It's not you. It's not you. Okay. I have a fantasy. It's not because I'm doing some freaky shit. I just don't want to leave the stage.
Nobody dubbed this over with no R. Kelly or nothing.
I'm just looking at this one. I've never seen it this far back to where she just outright asked somebody in the crowd who wants to get fucking peed on. She turned around and asked the band, "Can I do it?" She says, "I'm gonna do. Are you hearing that? I'm gonna pee in his mouth." That was the lead up to it. Holy shit! What?
I think there were some like ladies on the news currently, like some young ladies that got like, they were above age or whatever, but they like went over to freaking Saudi Arabia and got fucking pissed on and was like bragging about it. Fucking, ooh. I don't know. Folks are weird nowadays.
That's
I don't think I don't need that to get off on, you know what I mean? Just a little snuggling, I'll be little snuggling's okay with me.
Damn. I'm not going to say no It might happen in the future.
Oh,
I might get down, get dirty.
you dirty bird.
The wifey wants to pee on me. I can't say no, I guess. She's just right down and dirty. Open your mouth. No. No. Do it. Okay, honey. I love you.
Well, that's some good commitment. Good on you, Major. Good on you.
Yeah.
That's what else.
She caught your lady caught a keeper, I guess.
Sacrifice doesn't mean she's watching. I do. Would you do it for me?
That's funny. He admits it. She's like, she ain't even watching. This is just in case. That's for real. Well, I'm just gonna say you may have to source this for yourself, Major, because I can't find it. But it's
send me the name. I want to watch this for sure.
I will.
I might have to show the wife and see what she thinks about it. And let you know about the possibilities of the future.
Well, I like I said, I back in the day, right when it happened, like the next day, because I was a fan. I was like, man, I can't believe, no way. And fucking you can see like the guy literally like spouts it back out like a fucking whale. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be this much. I didn't think it was gonna be this much. Wait, stop. I didn't think it was gonna be this much.
There she blows. Damn. Old Ahab. Get him, old Ahab.
You eat asparagus?
Yeah.
When I say whoa, Moby, I mean whoa.
That's too funny. Yeah, good band though. I wonder if that crushed it. Like he literally just leveled it for the band though.
Man, wicked pisser.
Wicked pisser. Shout out to Charlie.
Right. Cheers, Charlie. Rossifal and chat there just popping in.
Rossifal, what up, man?
Rasufa.
Oh, Rasufa, okay.
Yeah.
What up to you too, Rasufa? What up, bro?
Who's that mispronunciation fucking big yet?
I think last time I checked on that guy, he had like some awesome fucking brand new shed, whole bunch of fucking 2 HLGs going up.
I know.
The big boys, the top of line dogs.
I at one point wondered if that just wasn't the California way to add on a grow room, because I had seen so many people just add on like a shed, and maybe even like, who was it? Diego, from the Grow to Round Table there. Doggo fucking put light panels on, a couple light panels, regular roof, and was just trying to use that, as part of the veg there, side panels. But it was a nice little setup, brand power out there. I've seen a few other people. In fact, I don't know why people don't do it up here in Michigan. There's so many of these, like, especially by me. I could drive down this strip and I think there's like 3 like already built barns, you know what I mean, that you can rent or buy 16 by 16s and shit like that. They drop them off. Why wouldn't you could just have one dropped off and run some power out there and take off.
That's cool. Fuck yeah.
Remember when Sub fucking clowned on him he's all, man, only an idiot would freaking not pipe out his freaking humidifier. And he's like, well, I'm that idiot. It was the
Yeah.
first time Sub came on the show. It was fucking great.
Yeah, that was gold.
I think Rasufa is, I think his place that he moved into, him and his lady, I believe that it came with an extra outbuilding, and that's what he turned into the grow, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it had a whole bunch of 20 amp circuits anyway, so it was definitely set up where it's like, fuck yeah, dude. Plus plywood, whatever I want to say, it was like decent.
Yeah, he had to do some work to it, but it was pretty much, most of the work was pretty much there. Good on him, dude. That's good.
A little bit of insulation, fucking get her done.
It'd be kind of neat if they could do that, build that into them little 16 by 16. That's the biggest you can build here without a permit here in Michigan. 16 by 16.
That's fucking awesome.
You throw buildings down like that, no problem without a permit. As long as they aren't multi-story, which you can, that's fucking 10-foot wall. You know what I mean? There's a way around that. I myself have pushed those limits in fucking certain situations. But yeah, why couldn't you make one of these drop-off readies pre-wired like that with like a double-ended, you know what I mean? You plug into that, you plug into a fucking 220 fucking line outside the house, you know what I mean? And fucking just rock. Have it all fucking ready to roll.
Especially if you had that PVC panel in it. Or even, cheaper options like just your, what do they call that? Laundry, it's PVC sheathing, but it's not so thick, right? It's that thin shit that you glue on. Like that stuff's not so expensive. I want to say like a 4x8 sheet's like less than $50, so it's probably more like $100 now. But that weird shit you put in like laundry rooms.
TX6 in Michigan stocking straight up facts right there. He says, buy all the grows in Michigan, he go take over. He's right, he said all the dispos about to be on sales, mark my words, and them are very fucking true words right there. And I've said that shit myself, man. They set this shit up just for us, the initial pioneers, to fail and crush, kind of crush the spirits a little bit. They went in there, they made cannabis as fucking plentiful as they could be to drive down the price. And they've literally, just like fucking Home Depot did, and they had fucking Walmart and anywhere else, they threw down the big box stores and they fucking undercut everybody. They didn't give a shit if they were making money or not. Don't worry about it in the long run. We'll get it. And they fucking, once everybody went out of business, boom, 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 boom. Guess who had more expensive shit? You know what I mean? Business as usual. Everything's back to normal. What are you going to do? There ain't nobody else in town. That's what's going to happen to fucking cannabis, man. This low ain't going to last forever. We're already seeing many growers, many dispos pack up because they can't compete. The littler guys that just made the hurdle can't compete with the burners and the fucking big money that's ready to fucking pounce on them and shit. So, yeah, the price of cannabis is gonna 100% correct itself very soon. And that's what they want to see. At that point, they're willing, just like anything else too. At that point, if the majority don't fall under, they're gonna come back through and just pick up these fucking grows on pennies on the dollar as part of their operations. You know what I mean? And that's sad, but it's going to be cannabis, the future of cannabis.
And people will be buying overpriced booth.
Yeah.
Man, people are buying $40 ounces
unless they got a good grower.
Bucks. It's $40 for some of these ounces up here now. It's like, it doesn't look good. Don't get me wrong. It's not like the ounce is going to be like, oh, give me that. But it's $40 and people just justify it because they can smoke 4 joints.
And they'll probably get better too. They'll probably, over the next couple of years, they'll get better, or they'll be watching shows like this. And
well, that's always been a thing. Even since medical cannabis has been a thing here in Michigan, I've seen dispos, big, small, whatever sell shake, or now maybe shake and smalls. I've seen smalls ounces here in Michigan from 40 to 60s there. But I've honestly, when I seen it 10 years ago, 12 years ago, what is it, fucking 23 now? So I'm talking about like 10, 8, 10, 2008, 10. Fucking them selling fucking shake then, as I'm like fucking in there selling my shit. And I look over and I'm like, you guys are selling the fucking shake? They're like, hell yeah, $6 a gram. And I'm like, fuck. And they're like, well, there's people, that's all I can afford. And I'm thinking, you dicks, man, that should be gimme weed. You know what I mean? Fucking down on your luck, here you go. I can't believe you guys are fucking squeezing the blood out of the turtle that fucking strong and shit. But yeah.
So the same folks that are rolling all the buds too and getting all the keef, fucking turning into another product, fucking make some more money. You know, that's what a lot of places in Cali I've noticed do. Like you go buy some nugs and you're like, what? There's barely any trikes on this, and they're just fucking rounded. Not only are they trimmed real tight, but then they're
shaped buds, right?
Well, they're shaped, but they're also rolled. So they roll them and bounce them and get all the keef off them in addition to that, so they can get another fucking product. So they're just trying to stretch, and then you get fucking boof.
Mark Emery, when he got out of jail, called all the fucking suppliers, growers out for tightly trimmed bud just for that. He said, you guys are just, he said, there's no harm in a little bit, overweighing for compensation for shake. Even at that, he's like, it's, it doesn't take anything away from that bud. If anything, it's protecting the bud. All you guys are trying to do is make another market to make money off of the same product. And he was right. You know what I mean? He was absolutely right. From then on, man, it was what you could squeeze out of that fucker before you could sell it. You know what I mean? Anything with sugar at that point was actually, now you were making hash, or you were blasting it, or they had made a whole nother way of making money off of what was usually a trash product, unless you were, somebody like me or some of you guys that like to make cash, realize you could make money or make a product, rather a good product too, by sifting through, shake, trim, all that shit.
And anything that's not good enough to meet those marks can be turned into edibles. So that's what I usually do, is if it's not good enough to blast or make hash, turn into edibles.
Well, again, I feel like, again, the blasting side of things, we're back to now to squeezing blood from the turnip. You know what I mean? If you ain't getting shit out of that if you can't blast it, get something, there's nothing there to be had.
Man, the first time we made honey oil with my boy Philly, we're just in his house, and he's fucking, I don't know what tube he grabbed exactly, but he started making this fucking pipe, and he's like, oh man, check this out. He doesn't tell me what he's doing, right? I'm just all fucking just watching him. And then he grabs the butane and he fucking runs it out and he puts it on a plate. And then his mom comes in fucking smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
I like to
freaking harvest, because that's what I did when I blasted. I'd harvest, let it dry for 10 days to 2 weeks, and it's nice and dry, nice and bone dry. Immediately blast it, because you still have all your terps. And any longer than that, then you're fucking it off. And that's what I would view, because that's what I would view as the next step down, is edibles or RSO or whatever, because it's still good at that point. 2 weeks after, it's starting to lose the flavor generally around them. If you're leaving it out and bone dry and all that shit after a month or so, or whatever, unless you jar it up. But
if you leave that blast out, stop me if I'm wrong here, because I have done this, but I may be saying it wrong here again. If you leave that blast out, it may be losing terps, but what crystallizes that sugars that's left behind is then THCA, right?
I'm not talking about leaving the BHO that you blasted out. I'm talking about, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, so me, I started to make the THCA and the terp and the terp sauce and all that good stuff. But I kind of like started to dip out of the scene around then, about 8 years ago or whatever. But and I started jumping more towards hash or organic, rosin, all that shit. But so yeah, that's where I'm at now.
I think to get the crystals or to get the crash out or whatever they call it, you got to heat tech it, right? You got to give some heat.
Well, it'll crystal up.
No, you could leave it in a jar.
Is the word I'm fucking saying, because I've left out slabs and just fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, even RSO will get to that point. You leave it out long enough, that shit will fucking sugar right up, crystal. It'll fucking turn a lighter color and it'll fucking sugar right up.
Cool. And there's a couple of different ways. You could like leave it in a jar and then burp it every
same
day.
Thing. You leave a slab out fucking 2 weeks, that shit will turn right into sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. And you let it you let it purge for a long time and it'll start to sugar out too. And then some folks used to say that although a lot of people didn't visually like it, they wanted more shatter. Shatter's the first fucking thing that wax turns into once you purge it. It immediately turns into shatter, and then at a certain point it'll start to Swiss cheese up, and then you flip it after 24 hours or so. Anyway, then after a couple more days it'll start to sugar and cloud up, and then sugar and then cookie out, and then and that's if you don't touch it. You know what I mean? You can always make shit cloudy beforehand if you fucking whip it, and you can make honeycomb if you whip it and then pull a vacuum and then lock, and then keep when you're pulling a muffin, you turn off the vacuum. If you're trying to make honeycomb, you pull a vacuum and then you turn it off at a certain point and you let it set for a while, and then it holds that shape of the honeycomb when you're pulling muffin.
Do you cool it quickly or anything like that, or it'll just...
No, it's always on vac. So like there's a whole nother, there's a lot of other shit I'm not saying, but yeah, no, you don't have to heat it and cool it. Like after you're done purging it or whatever, it depends on how you're doing. Are you doing it in a closed loop system? Are you doing an open blast? You know what I mean? There's different ways of doing shit that people have done, but I don't like to teach too much about it because I don't want to encourage any sort of open blasting, because there's a lot of fucking dorks out there that will I've actually saved about 5 different families' lives because like they were having their kids blast in the house next to a glass blowing room right next door, like a fridge, a freezer with this, the starter on that freezer, that fucking shit ignites and you have all that butane on the floor because it settles. You know what I mean? I was so angry. I was like, bro, you're endangering your kids' lives. Don't be a fucking asshole. Not only that, but your neighbors, all that shit. Like
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I'm
being a lazy bitch, I guess. Hillbilly Nerve and Chad's talking about how does he harden his RSO. He was asking, does he have MCT oil or something? No, if you actually like make RSO and you just dump it into some Prilex glass and just leave it, the alcohol will evaporate, all the alcohol in time, few days. You leave it roughly covered, you know what I mean? Maybe put some fucking wax paper over it, and that alcohol will naturally disperse into nothingness, and then that oil will start hardening up into a shatter that you can actually bend and snap and fucking dab that shit at that point if you wanted to. But if you let it sit out a little bit past the pull and snap there in time, it will sugar up after that. 100%.
I used to do it in the rice cooker. But that's how I originally, take
boil off the alcohol. Yeah,
boil off the alcohol on low if you can, but whatever. And then as long as you don't overheat it too much, and then towards the end, you can even put it on to finish it off after you try to pull it up, because you leave a little bit of alcohol just to be able to pull it up off the pot, and then you can put it on like a coffee pot heater, the tradition, you know.
I use a chocolate melter is what I use for the whole
That's a good one.
process. It's a very low temperature, but it's just enough to just barely boil that alcohol. So you're not necessarily losing a lot of what's actually in there, just like kind of helping the alcohol evaporate. But it's still, I like to leave it like just a little bit on the thinner side, just for handling purposes when I dump it out. Like when I'm for the process that I'm going through now, even if I'm going to put it into a syringe, you know, the two choices from that point for to make it syringeable or whatever is to add oil to it or leave it a little bit to the alcohol side for working purposes. I mean, a little bit of alcohol ain't gonna hurt most, you know what I mean? If you're not giving it to a kid, and it makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about heating up the syringe or it getting like hard like that. And it makes it, even if you're gonna take it to the next step, put it into capsules, it's a little bit easier to when it's a little bit thinner.
About 2 years ago, I picked up the extract craft, so I don't have, because I have so much weed I'm trying to turn into RSO that every time if I was to just boil it off and let it evaporate and not recollect it, I'd be blowing off so much fucking money. It's like $40 a bottle, $44 a bottle at Everclear for like a half gallon or something.
I've seen people, if temperature's not a problem, and I discussed this with Pedro and Dizzy one day, and she said that the water distiller, so you can get a water distiller from like Walmart for like cheap. Back then they were like $39. And you could use the process and reclaim your alcohol with a water distiller. But she argued that it was a little bit higher than like the machines the source machines that were just coming out at that point that were like buku bucks. She said it was like you were losing a little bit, but if you're willing to be on the cheaper side and do that reclaim, you can get away with a water distiller for fairly cheap.
Yeah, that's what Johnny's trying to do. But I got mine on like a sale, so I got it for like half price. So I lucked out on that, but I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. It's fucking, because $600 or whatever it is, I can't afford that, you know.
Wonder if there's a way you could hack the distiller with like a fucking a dimmer switch or something like that to cool down that heat a little bit, the warm temperature.
Yeah, you could just use whatever heating element you want on your heating distilling pot, because it doesn't. I have a brew. I brew beer, so it's like for brewing beer, so it's more even. It has lots of different hole sites or whatever for even cooking for the gas, and then so yeah, you can just turn it down super low probably, or even use like a hot plate or whatever.
You ever use all your like leftover beer products for your plants, man? You must use all that good hops and shit.
It's good to compost it. I've always done that before. I give it to my garden.
Is fucking like stale beer, like if you know what I mean, on day old beer, let it ferment a little bit, would that be good for your plants?
I think the alcohol itself actually damages roots. But as long as you dilute it or whatever, I mean, it can't be that bad. I don't know. I've seen some people do it, but
I've actually during infestations had to. In fact, it's a pretty good way for plants and veg, and like really max way alcohol straight up, and not straight up alcohol. You have to like. There's a recipe. I think at 70% alcohol, it's got to be like 5-1. You got to water it down, but you can get rid of some shit with some alcohol. Aphids, it's a good approach for aphids, but it seemed to be a little bit soil friendly. So how bad is it necessarily if you're getting it into the roots?
Probably horrible, man.
Yeah.
I think you kill all your
I've-
you kill all your microbes on your plants and everything, man. It can't be good. Like, every time I tried to control PM with alcohol, or it never turned out to be a good thing.
Well, nah, I agree. I wouldn't be my first choice.
Definitely not. Like, you know, Hail Mary, fuck yeah, get the alcohol out, man. I have tried it, but it seemed like it didn't help. It's like, fuck. Like, maybe my mix was a little too weak, but it seemed to be like not helping the plant at all. In fact, it like did the opposite. Didn't help the aphids, and didn't really. I mean, the PM. Sorry, didn't help the PM. It seemed to like my PM was so bad it like beat it off the shit almost. It's like, damn, this is bad. Just tried to strip it.
So with beer or alcohol that is worth drinking, I mean, I usually try to drink it rather
So I guess the long-winded thing about all that was, so yeah, I would think that beer would have a lot less alcohol in it. That's what I was getting to. Than like, say, the methods I've tried. So even like a beer, the low amount of alcohol in a beer would still be bad.
No, well, so yes, alcohol is generally not that good for plants, and it's not that good for roots, but I've seen people use beer in their feedings and they still produce some good weed. But that's just not what I would personally do. I'm not saying that it can't be done. I would probably put something I like to put shit through a compost, preferably, because the barley's good in there. Let's see what's in beer. Hops, though, you know, it's like a cousin basically to cannabis. So it's literally almost like feeding the juice of a related plant to cannabis. But what else is in there? It just depends on what's in your beer. It could be rice, could be extra.
Well, there's a whole bunch of like tannins and esters and a whole bunch of weird things in there too in beer.
Yeah, that's where right? So it might, but it definitely that's where you lose me, is in the because I'm not science, you know what I mean? I'm not like that educated. To me, you'd have to really do some research to understand that.
I knew a guy that fucking grew weed right in front of everybody on a busy road by like hiding it right behind some hop vines. So he had a 2-story house that fucking had like a deck on the second story that came in, porch deck, and he ran the hops vines back and forth to that upper deck, and then grew cannabis behind the vines of the hops because it looked pretty fucking similar. You could drive by, you'd never fucking know. It's just assume it was all hops, but
you pull the upper decker. I fucking did that in the city myself, man. Fucking crazy, man. I can't believe I even did that. Just filled the fucking deck. Like, you could smell it. But it's such a unique smell. Like, you would only know that it's that weed, right? It was like one of those spicy ones, I remember. I was like, that is awesome. Just filled like a 4x16, maybe 6x16 porch. It's kind of small though, maybe 4x16.
That chicken coop playhouse where I have hops planted right there. I've grown for the last 2 years. It's fucking pretty cool. It just grows up the side. I have some old fencing that I used to use for weed, and it grows up that. It's about 10 feet tall. It's kind of more of a visual block. That's kind of why I got it, because it's not really sunny enough to produce much, at least thus far. It's grown the vines, but it hasn't really grown much of the hops.
You gonna try to cross them up, man? Get yourself one of those weed hops, hop weeds.
I don't know if they'll exactly cross. They might. I just don't think. I think I've heard that they
they're
don't.
the same species or something like that, right? Or some bullshit.
I think they're just different enough to not cross, but that's just what I think I remember hearing. I'm not 100% on that. I'm like 80%, 90% on that.
I want to say there was some dude on fucking Bubble Man's World who said that he got it to go. But
That'd be cool.
I don't know what happened to that guy. He never showed the plant or anything, right? So it's like,
well, who wants to smoke hops anyway? I don't want. It's
well, I
bitter,
think it's
gross.
just for the extraction, like maybe not the smoking, but to get the trichome.
Would it bring density? Would it bring density to it?
Yeah, a lot of hops are really dense for sure, but some are more fluffy. It just depends on the variety. There's hundreds of varieties of hops. Some smell like lemon, some are real bitter, some are fruity. Like it's amazing. I like Willamette, and I like a couple of different varieties. Willamette, which is from here in Oregon, and yeah. Anyway, I don't want to bore people.
No, that's cool, man, because they all have the different flavors. It's kind of like weed, right? Even though
that's why
same plant, all these different terps come out and esters and flavonoids.
Well, the same shit with like whiskey and like barrels and different, all these different things, light, time, temperature. Like that's why I like that shit as well, because you can get fucking sweet tarts or you can get just as many of the flavors you can in cannabis, like in the same vein, all the flavors, banana, whatever. And all those things, time, temperature, all that shit influences those tastes.
Have you ever tried to make like a coffee beer? I think that would be fucking cool.
I have a chocolate milk stout that Blinded by the Light and myself made, and then I actually added it's a chocolate milk stout. So so it has, the thing about chocolate milk stout is at the end when you add lactose, and that doesn't really break down, but that's where you get your milk from the milk stout. And then chocolate, it was cocoa nibs, and they say like it said to add like 10 ounces of vodka, but I only had 3 left over in my house. So I was like, all right, well, I do have some Everclear over here for the RSO, so I just kind of submerged the rest of the cocoa with Everclear because I wasn't drinking whiskey at the time. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't tasted it yet. It's just been sitting in my fucking fridge for the last year, actually, in my beer fridge. I can't wait to try it though. Yeah, my first chocolate milk stout, and I'm like, I put it off for a while.
Fuck yeah.
Well, boys, good point to wrap this one up. We are like 20 minutes past, but do appreciate you guys coming and keep me a little bit company in this weed nerd world.
Yes, sir.
Probably do it again tomorrow if you guys want to come hang out again.
For sure. Hope everybody has a good night. Random acts of blindness. You know what I mean? I'll respect the random acts of kindness as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Hope you have a great night.
Peace out, blind cat.
Brother.
Cheers.
Hey, dude, tomorrow's fucking weed nerd. Like your fucking official 9:00 show.
No, tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow is technically right.
Yeah. I guess I'm all messed up.
Tomorrow,
I still got today.
Thursday, we're definitely gonna be on at 9:00. Let's take that out of it. Yes, 100%.
All right.
Tonight, dude. Wednesday night / Thursday morning ish. Maybe like 2. I don't know. It depends on what's. I'm trying to get earlier to the gym. Summer's coming up, and yeah. Either way, I like that a little bit of earlier slot, but then again, I like having the place to myself. It's fucking kind of divided. I couldn't believe it. Last few fucking nights, man, there's been like an influx of people coming in at like fucking 1:00. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Even when I got there, there was somebody there tonight. And I was like, what the fuck's going on, man? Don't dig it. But
just
it was
all right. Remember. Killing Auto. Peace.
With that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this very it's back and forth. It's slightly crazy episode this evening. Always true, genuine. With that being said, yeah, I gotta get out of here tonight. But if this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, please take time out to do something nice for yourself. You got to have some love in the tank before you can give it away. And then along the lines, oh, don't forget the meditation. Get out there, do your meditation, figure out where it is, what's important to you, and then chase that throughout your day. Along the lines of what I'm hoping is an amazingly prosperous Wednesday for you. Hump day! Take time out to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, one last time, I hope you have enjoyed this